Hey guys, so I came across some new information, well it's new to me, about makeup expiration dates, and I thought to myself, geez, if I didn't know this, then there's a good chance that a lot of people that watch my videos don't know this either. So I'm going to just briefly talk about that today. Before I give you that information, I want to just give you a recommendation first on how you can utilize this information better. If you have a large makeup collection, or even if you don't, it might be a good idea to start writing down what you buy and when you buy it. I've talked about this before in videos, but just in case you didn't see that video, I have a notebook, and this notebook contains all my purchases and when I purchase them. I also have another loose leaf binder notebook that goes into a lot more detailed information about my collection, but we don't need to talk about that today because that's not what this video is about. Basically, all I'm saying is when you buy something, write it down and put the date, okay? You have to have that information because how do you know how old something is if you don't write it down? Another option, if you're just not into that idea, is to just buy a package of stickers, something like this that you can get, just little self-adhesive stickers, and you can get those in the office supply section at any store that sells office supplies, and just put a little sticker on whatever it is that you're buying and then just write the date. And you can do it that way too. I'm not really a fan. I do use stickers sometimes on things like with those clean color lipsticks that I showed you. Once I took the wrapper off, I didn't have the name anymore. I have to know what the name of the lipstick is. So I put stickers on there so that I would know. But I'm not really a fan of stickers because there's the chance that they could fall off. And then once it falls off, you're kind of out of luck. So I prefer the notebook method. But if you don't have a huge collection, just take a piece of paper and put it somewhere where you have access to it at all times and you know you're not going to lose it. And just write down the date that you buy things. Okay, so now that you've done that, I didn't always do that, by the way, and then I started realizing that I had no idea how old anything was because periodically I go through my collection and I purge things that have expired. How do you know when things are expired? I used to read articles about how long things lasted, and I read like several articles and then just sort of averaged all the numbers together. But those numbers will vary because you have to take certain things into consideration. When I use my makeup brushes, I deep clean them every time I use them. Okay, not everybody does that. So I feel like you can extend these dates longer if you do that, because if you're taking a clean makeup brush and putting it into or onto a makeup item, you're not transferring any bacteria. Whereas if you don't wash your makeup brushes all the time, and you take a dirty makeup brush that has bacteria on it and sticking it in or on a makeup item, you're spreading that bacteria around, okay? And I am a little bit of a germaphobe, but I'm not like crazy. As a matter of fact, when it comes to liquids, creams, and gels, I was keeping my stuff for 2 years. That's longer than what is normally recommended, but I felt like, I don't know, I felt like it was working out okay for me. However, anytime you see that something is separating, good idea is, a good example is ColourPop liquid lipsticks. I don't know why, but they don't seem to last as long as my other liquid lipsticks. And I usually have to throw them away after I've had them for a year. They start to separate. That's not a good sign. Whenever you see makeup that's a liquid or a gel that's separating like that, that means it's spoiling. So get rid of it. Don't even take any chances. Another indication that something is going bad is when it starts to smell different than it did before. So when you get your new makeup purchases, give it a sniff so that you know what it's supposed to smell like, and that way if it changes over time, you'll know that you have to get rid of it. But I want to give you this new information that I just came across. I can't believe I didn't know that. On the back of most, not every, but most makeup purchases, there's a bunch of information. On this one here, it's kind of hard to read just because of the way they did the lettering and everything. But one of the things, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to show this to you, but see how there's like symbols down at the bottom of this label? Well, right in the middle there, that symbol, you won't be able to see it clearly, so I'm going to describe to you what it looks like. It's a container that's open. In the middle of the container is a number. That's how many months that product lasts. So on most foundations, there is a 12 there. And I didn't realize that. Here's another foundation that I have. Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 Foundation and Concealer. Here's another one right there. Okay, it's an open container. That might be a little bit easier to see. There we go. Now you can probably see it. See, so it's like an open container and it says 12M, 12 months. I've had this concealer, this foundation and concealer, I've had this since January 2016. So it's almost 2 years old. They recommend you only keep it for a year. Now, this is a liquid, so it's questionable at this point. I've had it for almost twice as long as what they recommend. It is in a pump, so it's contained within the pump, and then you just pump out what you want onto your brush or whatever. So it's pretty well sealed from the air and anything that would make it go bad, but what I'm trying to tell you is I'm rethinking now how long I'm keeping things, and I never even knew that that symbol was on my containers. Okay, the eyeshadow palette that I have on today, by the way, I'm really enjoying this look that I did. It's the Face Candy Sugar Palette I showed you in a haul video recently. On the back of this is one of those little containers, and it says 12M. So they recommend that you throw this out after a year. Now, like I said, my brush, I deep clean my brushes, so every brush that is being dipped in this palette is perfectly clean with no bacteria on it at all. So I think that 12 months is kind of ridiculous because it's a powder product. I'm putting clean brushes in it, but you have to take all these things into consideration. Powders last way longer than liquid creams and gels, in my opinion. And I'm seeing 12 months on most of the things that I have. The blush that I have on today, it's a Bare Minerals blush. I wrote that Kiss blush on there because it doesn't have the name on the top. The name is on the bottom. And when I'm looking in my makeup drawer, I like to be able to see the names of things, so I wrote that on there. But this doesn't have the symbol on the bottom. And I think that's because I've had this for a long time. I've had this for years and years. And it's a powder. It's in a sealed container. I don't know that I feel like it's necessary to get rid of this, but it's up to you. You know, do what you want. I basically just wanted to give you the information about that symbol that's on the labels because I didn't even know what that was or what it meant. And I figured if I didn't know, you probably didn't know either. Or you might not know, I should say. So do with it what you will. But I just wanted to give you the information for yourself. So if you enjoyed this video, then please give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed already, then please hit that subscribe button. And thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you being here. And that is it for today. Bye.